Say it one more time. Differently. Oh, right. Now, many times people ask, slightly lower. People ask, what do they do differently? What do they do differently? And my answer is, winners form the habit of doing things losers don't like to do. And what are the things losers don't like to do? They're the same things winners don't like to do either, but they do it anyway. See, losers don't like to get up in the morning. Winners don't like to get up in the morning either, but they get up anyway. Losers don't like to work hard. Winners don't like to work hard either, but they work hard anyway. See, winners form the habit of doing things losers don't like to do. Folks, I don't care how old we are, our parents said one thing: form good habits, and habits form character. Because 90% of our behavior is habitual. We don't think, we just act. Folks, when we were growing up, our parents said, form good habits. If we have good habits, we have a good character. If we have bad habits, we have a bad character. And good habits are hard to come by, but they're easy to live with. And bad habits come easy, but they're hard to live with. And before we got the habits got us. Are you with me? Yes, no? Okay, good. Just checking. Now, folks, how many times you hear people saying that this person is just lucky? Every time it touches dirt, it becomes gold, and this person is just unlucky. Every time it touches gold, it becomes dirt. Folks, this statement is partly true, and I will change the word lucky part. The person we call lucky, every time it touches dirt, becomes gold. If you analyze their life, analyze every transaction in their life, you will find the positive behavior has become habitual. Every time they do it right, it happens right, because the reflexes move right. And same thing is true, the person we call unlucky, analyze their life, analyze every transaction in their life, and you will find the negative behavior has become habitual. Every time they do it wrong, it happens wrong, because the reflexes are moving wrong. Folks, in martial arts, you heard the phrase, practice makes perfect. Have you heard that? Yes, no? How many believe it's true? Raise your hand. Okay. Folks, this phrase, how many believe it's true that practice makes perfect? Please raise your hand one more time. Okay, very few. Folks, this phrase is not true. Practice does not make perfect. Practice only makes permanent whatever you practice. Folks, only perfect practice makes perfect, and some people keep practicing their mistakes and they become perfect in making mistakes. And I'm not playing words. People who learn martial art, when they get the white belt, yellow belt, orange, purple, green, brown, black belt, 5 years later, even after they get the black belt, they're still practicing the same thing, what they learned when they got the white belt. And what is that? Block, punch, block, punch, block, punch, block, punch, block, punch. Why are they doing it? Because they want to get the block and punch into reflex action. Why? Because the teacher realizes that if the student is ever in a street fight, if he has to think to block and punch, they'll get beaten up. A martial arts student never has to think to block and punch because the reflexes move. Now, Dr. Mariachan asked me to share something with the student going into the future. That's why he was talking about career in the defense services and many other places. So let me talk about that one right here. Folks, Mercedes, a client of ours, their senior executive wrote an article that with the speed of change, looks up, with the speed of change, the way things are happening, products are getting obsolete, the day they're getting launched. And knowledge is getting obsolete within 2 to 3 years. Go check out engineering graduates. By the time they get to the 3rd and the 4th year, what they learned the 1st year became obsolete. Check out medical graduates. By the time they get to the 4th and the 5th year, what they learned the 1st year became obsolete. So it has literally become a cliche. The only constant is change. Now, with this scenario, either we are in deep trouble or there is a great opportunity for those who are prepared. So the question is, how do you prepare for the unknown? How do you prepare for the unknown? Well, I started penning down an article which I'm sending out to New York Times for publication, and I wrote in, is there anything else in this world other than change that is constant? And if there is, why not master the constants? So I wrote in that going into the future, the only people who will succeed in life are those who master 3 skills. They have never changed, they will never change. And what are the 3 skills? 1, people skills. Number 2, persuasion skill. Number 3, prioritizing skill. I'll repeat one more time. Number 1, people skill. Number 2, if you've been listening, what is the second one? What is the second one, folks? Folks, these guys, they're not even listening or they're busy somewhere else. Okay, number 1 is people skills. Number 2 is persuasion skills. And number 3 is prioritizing skill. Now, why do I share them as people skills? Get the volume down a little bit, please. Excuse me, get the volume down a little bit, please. Kindly get the volume down a little bit, please. Folks, number 1 is people skills. Why do I say people skills? Don't check out all over the world. We don't have business problems, we have people problems. And when we take care of our people problems, most of our business problems are automatically resolved. 2, all over the world, our parents, the parents, all over the world, we are hired for our skills, but we are hired for our behavior. Yes or no? We are hired for our skills, but we are hired for our behavior. And folks, you notice one thing. The lower a person is in life, 90% of the time goes in technical skills, less than 10% people skill. And higher you go up, guess what happens? It just changes, flips. Means technology and technicians you can always buy with money. But the wealthiest person in the world cannot. They have to build relationships. You cannot buy relationships.